This isn't Nintendo's first foray into standalone handheld emulator devices. Last year, Nintendo released a 35th anniversary Game & Watch for Mario, and this year, it's Zelda's turn with the Zelda Edition Game & Watch for its 35th anniversary. We're going to take a look at the Game & Watch, the games it comes with, show you some cool cheats and Easter eggs, and finally, give you some overall thoughts. So let's get right into it. When we take the device out of the packaging, the device sits in a black piece of cardboard that has the Triforce logo on it, and that's because Nintendo did something pretty cool. The packaging has foldouts on the back so that it can act as a stand for the device. While it's only cardboard, it does feel solid enough and makes use of what would have otherwise been thrown away. The device itself has a USB-C charging port and power button on one side, and a mono speaker on the other. On the front we have a D-pad, A and B buttons, start select, and also game, time, and pause. The device boots up super fast. And if we turn it over, we've got a glowing Triforce, which really drives the cool factor of this device up a notch. The screen comes in at 2.36 inches, and while fairly small, makes up for it by being crisp and vibrant. As for the games themselves, Legend of Zelda and Zelda II play well, and there is no visible screen tearing. Link's Awakening also plays just fine, but a small complaint is that it's the original game, not the DX version. Other than that, another great feature for Link's Awakening is the ability to switch between full and original aspect ratio. The screen is small enough that stretched or full doesn't really look so bad, but for those purists out there, original is the way to go. Other than that, no real complaints about gameplay on this device. Lastly, we've got the Game & Watch game Vermin, which is like a whack-a-mole type game. It's fun that they swapped the game to have Link as the character, and while it's not something that I could see myself playing for an extended period of time, I appreciate the call back to the roots of the Game & Watch system itself. The game has two versions, version A, normal difficulty, and version B, which is a more increased difficulty. Moving to the watch aspect of the Game & Watch, there's a timer application which lets you set a specific amount of time and then activates a minigame you can play during the countdown. The clock app, on the other hand, is fairly straightforward and includes a few different backgrounds that you can switch between. Something else pretty cool that Nintendo added into this device are some cheats and Easter eggs. For Legend of Zelda and Zelda II, before you start up your game, hold A and you'll hear a chime, and then you'll load in with max hearts in both games. In Zelda 2, you'll load in with max magic slots. In Link's Awakening, when you start the game for the first time, hold A and you will start with max hearts after you leave the house. Also, when you get to the sword on the beach, you'll start it at level 2. One last thing in Link's Awakening is the ability to save your game state at any point. Just hit A, B, start, and select at the same time. On the Game & Watch Vermin game, you can unlock a version C, which is super difficult, just by holding A when you start the game. Overall, Nintendo does a great job of driving up the nostalgia factor here. This is certainly a collectible that you'll want to get your hands on if you love Zelda or just unique Nintendo products in general. It's fun to see Nintendo revisit and re-release the older games and recognize their roots, especially with the blunder of their N64 Switch expansion pack mess. While this is not a retro handheld you can load up on with tons of games, it's fun and unique. Is it worth $50 though? Well, not if you're deciding between this and a device capable of running tens of thousands of games, but if you like the Nintendo collectible aspect, then yeah, this thing is great. The build quality is good, the screen is bright and vibrant, the games play well, and the way that they handle the saved games is awesome that it preserves the original intention behind games without allowing you to kind of exploit the save and load state aspect. What do you think of the Zelda Game & Watch? Leave a comment. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, well, right now thumbs downs don't really seem to matter too much, but feel free to do it anyway. I've got so much more content that I'm working on, and I can't wait to release more videos. Make sure you don't miss them by making sure you're subscribed. We'll catch you next time.